Today, you guys, we're talking Gilbert versus Queen Creek. And this is, I say it's going to be fun, but we're here to win it. Okay, so Heidi and I are representing Gilbert. We got Ryan, Monday, and Anna representing Queen Creek. And we just want to have a conversation and share some of our favorite things.
This is The Real Deal, where real estate meets real life. Whether you're a seasoned real estate expert, a first-time home buyer, or if you're simply passionate about hearing small business stories, this is the podcast for you. Join us as we dive deep into the world of real estate and beyond.
All right, well, welcome to episode 21 of The Real Deal, where real estate meets real life. And I'm actually really looking forward to this one. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So remember that, guys. We got to keep this fun. But I am your host, Janine Igliani, and I have 4 co-hosts with me today. First up is Ryan Hatcher. I got Heidi Neely. We got Monday Adair. And we have Anna Daniels. And today, you guys, we're talking Gilbert versus Queen Creek. And this is, I say it's going to be fun, but we're here to win it. Okay, so Heidi and I are representing Gilbert. We got Ryan, Monday, and Anna representing Queen Creek. And we just want to have a conversation and share some of our favorite things. And actually, before we jump in, I want to go around. And we'll start with you, Ryan, but tell us about your journey and what brought you to Queen Creek and just all of that.
So 10 years ago, in 2 months, we will be in Arizonans. So I moved here from Missouri 10 years ago, and we lived in Gilbert for 7 years or so. Well, actually 8. And when we built our house, it was one of those things where I love Gilbert and I love Queen Creek, and it didn't really matter to us where we lived in terms of the cities, but we literally moved a mile away from our house in Power Ranch. And we chose that particular place for a couple of reasons. 1, for my geographic farm for work. 2, it's the same school district that my kids were in. And 3, it was the best house that we could find that met all of our needs and we loved.
Nice.
So it just kind of was a coincidental thing.
And it's almost been a year. Did you say that?
It's been almost 2 years now.
Wow. What?
It's a year and a half in
That's
that house.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
All right, Monday, you go.
So we just recently moved out to Queen Creek. We've been in our home maybe in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So we're still getting moved in, and we love the area, love the neighborhood. So we just moved into Barney Farms and in Queen Creek off of Signal Butte and Queen Creek, and right down the street from a new Costco. But what took us out to Queen Creek was my husband works for Fulton Homes, and he's been with the company for almost a little over 30 years. Wow. And he had the opportunity to be one of their sales reps out at the Barney Farms community. And we thought, well, this is where he wants to retire, and the community is going to be built out within about 8 years. So this would be a great time to just set up roots for retirement. And we love the community, love the activities, love the people, and just so glad that we made that change. So we are there. I'm never going to move again. I don't ever want to move again.
I love it.
But it's going to be a great community, and we're seeing that grow. So
that's pretty cool.
Out there.
That's pretty cool.
So my husband has no excuse for being late to work.
Exactly. It's a golf cart ride over.
Oh,
right.
Walk.
It's a walk.
It's a 1 minute walk.
Oh my gosh.
I hope he walks it too.
But it's hot though.
Suck it up. You live in Arizona. Although you don't want to get all sweaty before you go to work. So, all right, Heidi, we'll switch over to you.
So my husband and I moved to Arizona. It'll be 17 years this October. So we've been here a long time, same house in Gilbert. He actually went to law school in Las Vegas. So we had been living there for 4 or 5 years, and I wasn't super happy. I didn't love Vegas and I didn't love the desert. But then he had a job position open up down here in Chandler. And when we came house hunting down here, I was so pleasantly surprised at how different it was than Vegas. It was much greener. And then we just fell in love with the area where we ended up purchasing. We live in Coronado Ranch, and it is well known for the tree-lined streets in Gilbert. And It was interesting because when we moved in, there was not even a stoplight at Higley and Arrowhead. There was no Lowe's, no Gilbert Regional. It was very, very open. But over the years, it's grown up beautifully, and there's a lot of great things come into the area.
Said you've been here 17 years. So what year was that?
2006.
Okay, same as us. Yeah, 17 years too.
Yep.
All right, Anna.
Yeah, so we moved here 2 years ago from St. Louis, Missouri. This is our third summer here. So we were in Gilbert, and we just picked Gilbert because of the schools. We were looking for good schools. That was very important to us.
Shout out for Gilbert.
But Queen Creek has great schools too. So when we bought our house, we just fell in love with this one in Queen Creek, and we couldn't pass it up. So I'm in Gateway Quarter across from the famous Costco. The Queen Creek Costco.
Yeah, I have yet to go to that one. I need to though.
It's less busy than Gilbert.
Is it?
Point for Queen Creek.
I do like their gas over there. I've gotten gas there a couple times. I feel like it's bigger.
It's way bigger.
Right?
There's like four pumps at each lane and several lanes.
Yeah.
And they have like the green and red light to like tell you which pumps are available.
I love
So
that.
you can like,
maneuver
navigate
through.
exactly,
Yeah, that's cool.
Rather than being stuck in the back of the line.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. And well, I'm representing Gilbert. So 17 years too, I guess, because we moved in 06 and we live in the same neighborhood, not the same house, but the same neighborhood. But we did buy our house in Power Ranch, move back to California, lived there for 2 years, kept our house and rented it out. Then we moved back into it, and then we moved out of it again. And so we live right across the greenbelt from our first house here, which is kind of cool. But yeah, we love Gilbert. I don't plan on moving. Same kind of thing. Like when we bought this house, I bought it with the idea that I felt like we could retire in it. It's big enough, but not too big. You know what I mean? So I kind of love that. All right, guys. Well, that was cool. So let's start with, I'm going to start over here. I'm going to start with you, Anna. So tell us, we each kind of have, right, our favorite things about where we live, our favorite things about our town. And so we're just going to kind of share and kind of go back and forth. We'll see where we fare at the end when all is said and done, which one comes up on top. So, all right, Anna, you go first. What do you got?
So I have the olive mill, obviously.
Oh.
That is very unique to Queen Creek.
It's unique, period.
Yes.
You know what's crazy?
Very cool.
I've never eaten there.
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
10 years.
So we're waiting
ridiculous.
to tour. We have family coming in October, so we're gonna actually tour the actual. We haven't done that.
Fun.
Yeah, so I'm very excited to do that. But the food is fantastic. It's super cool, super unique. Love the landscape out there.
I love when they have live music.
Yeah.
Yes, so
And the
fun.
fire pits, they'll turn on the
Yes.
fire pits when the weather's nice. So great.
Yeah.
Our friend had her birthday party there. It was beautiful. That is a cool place.
Yeah.
And gifts.
Yes.
Yes. Great local gifts
Yes.
from the shop there.
I love that.
So, yeah.
Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah,
All right,
that is a
Heidi.
good one. That is a really good one. Okay,
What do you got
let's see.
for
Team
Gilbert?
I have so many, but I'm going to lead with one of the ones that really that I noticed first, and that I do think that Gilbert has a slight edge on, and that would be freeway access and access to downtown. You can
That's
just
a
jump
good
on that
one.
202, or if you're up North Gilbert, you jump on that 60 and you're downtown in just a few minutes. And then when we first moved here, I was shocked at how every exit of the freeway seemed to have a Target or a Walmart or both.
Right.
And I was like, what?
Right.
So
I remember when we both first moved here, that 202 freeway wasn't all the way out. And I remember I was so happy when they finally built it out, when it was all the way so you could drive through. We were here, you guys, that long ago.
Yeah.
So
yeah, when I moved here, Germain Road was undivided, single lane each way, 50 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And
I remember
it was like a country road.
when the light went in at Pecos and Higley, and I was like, oh my gosh, we would visit our house as it was being built. And one day we came and there was a light there. I was like, this is so cool. Isn't that funny how it's changed? That's a good one.
But yeah, freeway access, I think Gilbert has the edge. For
That's
sure.
a pretty good one. All right, Monday, what do you got?
Right. So with freeway accent, you're right. Gilbert does have it over Queen Creek, but with Queen Creek, so Queen Creek was just recently incorporated in 1989, so not too long ago. But Queen Creek has kept that small town charm and feel. So it's got that big city convenience, but the small town charm.
I would
So,
agree. I
yeah.
do kind of love that
Yeah.
about Queen Creek.
So you can actually
Definitely.
go out and see the stars at
True,
night.
true.
So we're a little further out, but we've got all new infrastructure, new shopping, new dining, new Costco, and there's more businesses coming.
Lots,
so
yeah.
since 2015, the town of Queen Creek has doubled. So we are the 7th largest city in the nation that's growing.
Yeah, it is one of the fastest growing.
7th
Yeah.
Wow.
fastest growing in the country. So we've doubled from about 35,000 back in 2015 to a little over 70,000 now.
That's
So,
amazing.
Wow.
and we're still growing.
Yeah,
So,
it's a big geographic
right,
area too.
Right.
And to that
Yeah.
point, you said the freeway access is, Gilbert does have that, but Queen Creek is incredibly centralized. Everything is Queen Creek. Yeah, Queen Creek is super centralized. Everything is super easy to get to, and you're never far from like the other side of town.
Except for the freeway.
Except for the airport.
But 24, right?
Yeah.
24 just went in. So
Yeah,
that's
the-
coming.
when the-
Yeah.
when the
But it's
24
funny.
yeah.
It's funny that you bring up that Queen Creek it really has that small town feel, because one of the things that I wrote on my list is that Gilbert is a town. Don't ever call it the city of Gilbert. It is the town of
yes.
Gilbert.
True.
And one of the websites I was reading said, and damn proud of it. So it's the most populous incorporated town in the United States, even
Ooh.
though our population is 247,000 people. So Gilbert, even though it's really big, is still doing what they can to kind of hold on to that
Yeah.
as well. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you this. This actually goes with Gilbert, but it applies to Queen Creek too. When we moved here, I had read an article that Gilbert was number 2 in the nation in terms of the safest city with over 200,000 people.
That is
That's also
correct.
on my list.
Yes.
That
Ding,
is
ding,
correct.
ding.
Chandler was number 7. Queen Creek wasn't big enough to even.
Yeah.
To hit the list.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But that's a
but it's-
great point.
but
Is
they're
Gilbert
so
is
similar.
It
Yeah.
is, yeah, in
Yeah.
the whole country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My
it's-
brother-in-law's Gilbert PD, so I love that stat. Right, they help keep us safe. But
Yeah.
that's huge value for anybody wanting to live here and their families and all of that.
Yeah.
You want to be
Yeah,
somewhere safe.
I don't know what the crime rate is or the poverty level, but they're both extremely low
Yeah.
in both of these cities.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's nice.
Yeah, if you're a data nerd like me and you want the citation, it's
Yes.
2019 FBI Uniform Crime Reporting Program report
There you go.
that said Gilbert's number 2 in the top 100 cities in the U.S. for safety. And it said it was the only one in the top 15 in Arizona, the only city in the top
I
15.
now have an idea what her research papers look like in high school.
And with Queen Creek, though, Forbes magazine ranked it as the top friendliest.
I believe that.
love
Oh my
that.
gosh, yeah,
Hello.
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
I think
That's
that's
cool.
one of
For
the
sure.
cool things about, I always try to do that in my neighborhood, like just wave or say hi, but I do find that people are friendly. I would say in both, but we'll give
Yeah.
it to Creek.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will
sure.
say, like growing up in a small town, you would wave at people when you would drive
Oh,
by.
yeah, yeah.
Like I still do it.
I do too.
And in my neighborhood, and
Yep.
so many people don't
I know. But
because they've come from other areas.
Mm-hmm.
When I got my real estate license 5 years ago, they said that at the time, only 25% of Arizonans are actually natives.
oh yeah.
So that just, it's a melting pot. There's all kinds of people from all over the place. So not everybody waves, but I do see more waving in Queen Creek.
Yeah.
I do.
So, okay, I'll kind of make it fun and lighthearted. One of my favorite things about Gilbert is the epicenter. And I don't know if you guys have been over there, but you have the air guitar, which is like a mini mart, but there's also like you can grab flowers, you can grab pizza, ice cream.
That is awesome. We
It's
did a
so
little thing
cool.
there. Actually.
We did, yeah.
And had
We should have a little thing pop up on the screen that like references our video that we did of the ice cream.
with the taco.
burrito.
Right,
Yeah,
the
that's
ice
what it
cream
was.
burrito. But then, yeah, they have apartment housing there. It's multi-level, and then all that first floor is super cool restaurants and shops. I just went to a place called The Belly for Vietnamese food. You guys, it was so cool and so good. They have like a super cool bar that only takes reservations, and you only get a 90-minute time slot in there. So that is just like cool and unique places that aren't like your typical chain, which is what I love.
With
right?
really cute architecture. Like
Yeah.
it feels very cute and
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. Like if you want
Yeah.
like a fun, trendy, cool place, unique, cool place, definitely check out the Epicenter.
I feel like every time I drive by there, there's new places opening.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
just a year or two ago, it was air guitar and one or two other things.
Yeah.
And now every time I look, there's
so
more.
many. Yeah. And just like cool little boutiques too. So
I believe there's like an interior design place going in there that has like home decor and
I
stuff like
love
that.
it.
So that's exciting.
I love it.
I mean, not to like,
I'm
still
you
taking
know.
credit.
Yeah. All right, Ryan, what you got for us?
Okay, so I as my kids were little, we would go on bike rides all the time, and the Wash Trail, I've got to say,
That's
is
a good one.
that's pretty big. I mean, it's in Gilbert partially, but it's
Yes.
mostly in Queen Creek.
Yes.
Well, and it's called
So-
the Queen Creek Wash.
Right,
So I guess
right.
you guys get it. You get it.
Kind of
So
take credit
another
for that
point
one.
there, but that's so fun.
It is
And-
fun.
and you
Biking,
can ride that. Yeah,
jogging, walking.
You can ride it
family
all the way down to the park.
photos.
Yeah.
I've taken family
Oh, yeah.
photos there.
absolutely. So that's one. That's
And
a
I
good
love
one.
one.
I love that it's paved too. You know, there's like the actual wash that's more natural, but then it's paved so you
Yes.
can take bikes and you don't
Yes.
feel like you're getting sand in your shoes.
And my
Yeah.
house is literally 100 yards, not even 100 yards from it, so we can just jump on it.
I
It's
love
fun.
it.
Yeah.
We've done that. Who's done that? I've biked it. I've
Mm-hmm.
ran it. I've taken family photos on it.
yeah,
All of the
we've done
above.
that.
We'll have to check it
You
out.
gotta check it out.
Yeah.
All right, who wants to go next?
Another favorite is in Queen Creek is Schnepp's Farm.
Yes.
So they've got activities throughout the year. So of course their Halloween is coming up, and I think they've got pies and jams.
They
and
do like
and
a
pumpkins.
peach festival.
Pumpkins, peach
I
festival.
mean, they're all year round,
Yeah.
Right?
but it is so fun, especially in Halloween. We've done the corn maze, and
Yeah.
there's a tractor ride and a train ride. And
Yes.
they've got little carnival type rides.
Yes.
S'mores.
That goes back to that like
Yeah.
small town feel,
Yes.
Yeah,
right?
it does.
For sure.
For me, coming from California, we didn't have those kinds of events or places, and so unless you like went out, went like out of the city, and I love that that's so close to
Yeah.
us.
So we're one of the. So Queen Creek is known for agritainment,
Yes.
Okay.
which is entertainment, but it's more agritainment, where it's agriculturally.
I love that.
Yep.
Where Queen Creek's Botanical Garden and Schnepp's Farm, Olive Mill.
Yep.
So it's places where you can take your family and enjoy being outdoors.
I love it.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
I got another one.
Okay, let's go.
So one of my favorite places to go when we have family in town is Santan Flat.
Ooh.
So it's right down by the base of the Santan Mountains, and it's a restaurant. But I really only go in the wintertime because behind the restaurant is this big open area that's almost like an amphitheater. There's a stage, and they have picnic tables in a semicircle, and behind the picnic tables are these big, I don't know, burners or something. You can
Like fire
yeah,
pits.
fire pits, and you can do s'mores, and so we just have a blast, and it's so fun.
They do live bands.
Live music, but you better make sure if you go on a Saturday, you don't get there after 5 because you will be in line forever
Oh
to
yeah.
get a seat.
Yeah.
But that's so fun.
It's
And
fun
good food.
and it's good
It's fun.
food.
It's
Yeah. That is
And
a
you can
good
bring
one.
your own s'more stuff.
Yeah.
We always take like a tablecloth and we bring cards and just
Yeah.
play and chill for a couple hours. It is great.
Yeah. that's
Okay,
fun.
so I have one, and mine's kind of or not kind of. What am I kidding? It is real estate related. Like I had to bring out the real estate
There you go.
facts here. So Gilbert is on the top 10 list. I have the article so I can read it to you guys. But Gilbert is on the top 10 list for a good spot for a first time home buyer. So they base it off of affordability, real estate tax, property crime rate, and Gilbert came in number 7 in the entire country, you
Wow.
guys.
That's
so
awesome.
a good place for a first time home buyer to put down roots. That's
That is
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Heck
Yeah.
yeah.
We need that. We need our youngins to buy homes.
That's right. Can't go
And I'm
wrong
sure
there.
Queen Creek's up there too.
Yeah.
It wasn't. They were. There was only one
Not on the
other
list.
town that shall remain named, but I will say it was not Queen Creek in Arizona.
Boo.
But depending on how you splice the definition, I'm sure there's a competing study that shows Queen Creek is great too. Yeah. Really, I think we should rename the area like Queen Bert or something,
Right.
because they really are kind of like sister cities. Like,
Well,
Very
Yeah.
similar
They blend.
vibe.
I mean, you
Right.
don't even know you're in the other city half the time.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
I do feel like
cross
Gilbert,
over.
though, like just like my feeling, and Ray and I were talking about this today, that I feel like Gilbert is becoming very similar to Scottsdale
Yeah.
with all of the multifamily apartment housing coming in and places like the Epicenter, right, where it caters to like maybe a single person that wants that really upscale apartment life, but then the convenience of trendy restaurants really close by within walking. That actually brings me to one of my other favorite things about Gilbert, which is new. It's the Verde at Cooley Station. So there's tons of apartment houses over there, but there's also a huge Fry's Marketplace, one of the biggest. They have my gym, F45. Shout out to F45 is over there. And then cool restaurants. The Hash just opened up. So if you haven't been there for brunch, definitely go check it out. And they play live music. They have like a DJ that spins on the weekends while you eat really yummy food. Just cool restaurants. It's super cool and unique. They have like a whole grass area, play area, indoor outdoor restaurant bar type options. So I love that. And then I see what I love, because I'm there almost every day because that's where I work out, is I see people walking a lot. So people walk across to the Fry's, go back to their luxury apartment right across the street. And so I kind of love that too, that people are out of their cars and just out and walking around more. So
Yeah. That's one thing that I actually noticed about Gilbert, and it's the same for Queen Creek and a lot of Arizona, that is very different than other states, is the fact that the subdivisions, when they build out, they incorporate green space, walking paths, and parks right into the neighborhood.
Right.
You don't see that in Nevada. In Nevada, it's house, 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 house. And if you want to go to the park, you go to the city park several miles away. Here, it's right in your backyard, which is awesome.
Yeah. Power Ranch has 26 miles of walking trails.
Yeah.
Tons of parks, I think 14. Yeah. So you get to enjoy where you live and you don't have to leave necessarily, right?
Yeah.
Queen Creek has that too.
I know. Queen Creek is very special. But I think between Queen Creek and Gilbert, I think they do win at the regional parks.
Yes.
Because Gilbert has a great regional park that is, it caters
Growing
to
and-
everything.
Well, they have the events and
right,
stuff
the
there.
events, the lakes, but then Queen Creek, they're under contract, under construction on one of the largest parks in Queen Creek, which is going, it's
Early next year.
it is.
Yeah.
Early next
Frontier.
year, Frontier Family Park. So it's going to have similar, the lakes, the fishing, the dog park, I believe, tennis, pickleball,
Baseball, softball,
baseball,
everything.
indoor
Yeah.
swimming. So
Yeah.
it's got a complex there.
And you guys
but-
have Mansell Carter
Mansell
Park, which is
Carter.
also
Yes.
really fun with splash
Yeah.
pads and just tons of
Right.
kids play
Skate park,
equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that.
So I think both cities, they win at the
Yeah.
parks.
Fantastic
So it's a
parks.
tie there.
I
Yeah.
think that's a tie.
When I first moved in, I used to say for years that living in South Gilbert, which, even both of us Gilbert people were in South Gilbert, it felt like the unloved stepchild a little bit, because there was Freestone Recreation
Yes.
Center up
Right.
north and all these great things up there. And there was nothing, but it was just so new. So the town has put a lot of effort into building out down south and, with new parks and things. So that's kind of fun to see.
Well, the people that have been here for 30 years, Gilbert didn't exist much. I mean, there wasn't much here.
Yeah.
Queen Creek.
It was
Queen Creek
Cowtown.
desert. Yeah.
Everybody would
Yeah.
say that
They
Gilbert
were
was
joking
Cowtown.
on about it.
Yeah.
It was like the country hillbilly area.
Which is amazing to see how far it's
Yeah,
come,
it's
right?
crazy.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're on the map now. This was funny. We were moving our daughter into college yesterday, and we're meeting people in the elevators, right? People going up and down to their dorms, and people from all over. And they'd be like, "Where are you from?" And "Where are you from?" "I'm from Oregon. I'm from whatever," right? And they would ask Elise, and she'd be like, "Gilbert." And I'm like, "Honey, not everyone knows Gilbert." And then I'd ask these people, "Do you know where Gilbert is?" They were like, "No." It's in Arizona.
I do
Just a
think
couple
that
miles
Gilbert
away.
is more well known.
It's
nationally
becoming.
than Queen
Yeah.
Creek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give Queen
So
Creek
far.
time. Yeah.
So far.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I have another one for Gilbert.
All
One
right.
thing that I really love about Gilbert is the arts and culture. I think if you go up to the Heritage District, not only do they have great restaurants, but there's so many cool murals that you can walk around and see. And then there's the Hale Center Theater that is just phenomenal, puts on great productions. My family went and saw A Christmas Carol one year with Corey McCloskey, the weatherman.
Yeah.
He was Ebenezer Scrooge.
I love
and just
it.
so
I'm
cool.
sure he's so good.
Yeah,
That's cool.
so good.
He interviewed Elise and I on his show a long, long
Oh,
time
did
ago
he?
when she was a little girl. Isn't that funny? We were on it.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
So I've got one that I don't know Queen Creek can completely claim. But
Okay.
Santan Mountain.
Oh.
So that's probably just as much Gilbert as it is Santan.
But you
or
can
Queen
literally
Creek.
live at the base of the mountain. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah. And I mean, one of the best things to do here is to hike. And that's the quickest mountain to get to from here, from really pretty much anywhere in Gilbert and Queen Creek. So
That's a good one.
That's a
I love
good
that.
one,
And,
yeah.
and there's some home builders building right there at the base. Tri-Point Homes,
Yeah.
Shea,
Toll Brothers. Yeah.
Toll Brothers. So those are,
Copper
and then there's
Basin.
some empty lots still.
Yeah.
But if you can get over there, I just showed a house to a client the other day, right? Like literally in the mountain. So cool. You know, those views are amazing.
Yeah.
I say I have one more.
What you got, Anna?
So, and I do think that Queen Creek like takes this one is the Desert Horizons Plant Nursery. We are plant people, and we would drive to Queen Creek to get our plants because the nursery was just better there. It's really nice. It's super well kept, and honestly, sometimes we'll just go there and walk around.
Oh, yeah.
Like if it's a nice day, we'll just go and spend the day just like looking at all kinds of stuff. But it's super cute. It has, you know, all kinds of native plants, and there's a huge selection, lots of variety, and it's pretty neat.
I love that.
That's fun.
That's a good one.
So which city has the best overall restaurants? That's tough.
Oh, I think it's Gilbert.
Well, it's I
Downtown
was gonna
Gilbert's hard
say,
to beat.
oh, don't let you ask that, right? It's definitely Gilbert.
Hey, there's still quite a few good ones. I mean,
Quantity,
Yeah.
options, there's just a lot.
just give it another
Variety.
20 years. Let us catch up. Give it another 20 years. But like Creekside Tacos is right there. I mean,
Okay, that's one.
there's Santan Flat. I already mentioned it. Olive Mill.
Right.
So
right.
I don't want to jump to Queen Creek, but I'm doing the social media takeover today, and I did just give a shout out to my favorite hole in the wall sushi restaurant, and it happens to be just over the border in Queen Creek.
Okay, there you go.
Sushi and Echo. It's pretty good.
That's good to know.
It's a hole in the wall. Great place.
That was a good one. Parks, I think, to your point, Monday, pretty comparable, right? Both with the Gilbert Regional, Queen Creek, Mansell Carter, you got variety there. Restaurants, I would agree. I think I'm just actually super impressed with Gilbert and what they're adding to it because, again, they're unique. I see what Queen Creek is doing, but it's a lot of the same. Like the Portillo's just went in.
Right.
Yeah.
We got that in Gilbert. People love Portillo's. But yeah, so that is something I would agree. What else you guys got? What else did we?
I was just going to piggyback on the restaurants comment that I think a lot of credit for Gilbert's unique restaurants has to go to Joe Johnston. He has created so many unique and really, really stellar restaurants in Gilbert. So if you've ever been to Joe's Farm Grill, Joe's Real Barbecue, Liberty Market, or Topo, that really fun little stand that has the gopher on top, like that's...
Utopia.
Yeah, that is all Joe
Joe
Johnston.
Johnston.
And so, you know, my hat's off to him for making it such a cool place
The
to eat.
epicenter is Joe Johnson as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's all about it. I mean, it's kind of hard to mention Gilbert and not mention his family. He's an awesome family. My kid's school is in. He donated that land over there too. So super cool.
I know that I'm Team Queen Creek here, but nobody brought up the Gilbert Farmers Market.
Oh yeah,
That's a really good one.
You guys have farmers markets
we
too, and you guys
do.
have like food truck Fridays,
Yes, we do.
which is really fun.
Right.
Over there at the marketplace, right across the street. I love seeing
do.
all those food trucks over there.
We do, and so the town is going through, I guess a vision. A change in vision with the downtown Queen Creek area. So they want to keep that small feel, but they want to have venues, a large enough space for venues where a large crowd can come and enjoy the town of Queen Creek. So there's a lot of changing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of changes coming.
I think that's what's cool, right? Is I feel like Gilbert, we've built out really well, and it's cool to see Queen Creek do the same, right? And that'll just be a slower process. So you can't go wrong with either one.
Yeah.
And I think in both towns, you look at the types of businesses coming in, and it's very, I wouldn't say very high end, but it's quality, great companies, you know, that are coming and choosing to start their restaurants or to bring their businesses into these towns, and that says a lot, right? Some other places you have a lot of pawn shops, you have a lot of payday loan stores, and here you've just got these kinds of places that that the future is secure because you look at, Costco does their research, they know where to build. There's a Costco in Gilbert, there's now a Costco in Queen Creek. Those kinds of things just tell you what's coming, and it's good.
Yeah, I love that.
So kudos to both town council members,
Yes.
just everyone within the town council, because they are doing the research, and they're also traveling to entice other businesses from outside of the country to come. So we do have a lot of outside companies that are in both cities, and like Heidi had mentioned, they are high tech, like Boeing, and a lot of our high tech Google's coming.
LGE just spent $5.5 billion in Queen Creek.
Yeah, so we've got high tech companies coming.
Which is great because they bring their workers.
Yep, right.
And
Who
that's
then
good
spend
for
their
them.
dollars
Right.
in
And
the
they all
community.
need houses.
They
Right.
all need all those new build homes in Queen Creek.
Right?
So the moral of the story is buy your Queen Creek and or Gilbert home now before,
Right.
prices go up.
I tell people all the time, because especially people out of state ask, how do you feel about buying here? And I'm like, I'll buy 10 houses today if I can in these two cities as fast as I can.
For sure.
For that very
Did we
reason.
forget to mention anything? I feel like anything else that we didn't bring up with our lists.
Schools? We
Education,
talked about
both
schools.
schools,
a little bit.
Schools, yeah, both have great schools.
Great schools.
Which one's better?
No,
That's tough. That's tough.
We don't want to go there.
I'll throw one more thing out for
Okay.
Gilbert. I'm not going to read it, but on the town website, there's a whole page of recent awards and recognitions that you can read through, and it's like dozens of number one, number two, number three, nationwide type recognitions. So if you're interested, go check out the town of Gilbert's webpage.
I love that.
So if you're listening from out of state, you need to come talk to us, and we'll help you move here.
Right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, and you want to know about great places to eat. I love that when people come in from out of town to move here and they want to visit. Where should we go? I'm ready with a plethora of options for them. So, well, thanks, guys. This was fun. So I feel like I really need to declare a winner.
Oh, wow.
I'm just kidding. Can
you do that?
It's even. They're both awesome. Thanks, guys. Hey, in the comments, that would be awesome to hear you put in your 2 cents and let us know, who do you think wins, Gilbert or Queen Creek? Thanks, guys. Gilbert.
Thanks for listening to The Real Deal, where real estate meets real life. Make sure to follow or subscribe to the Home Selling Team on YouTube, Instagram, and Spotify to stay up to date with our podcast.